All right, welcome again to another episode of The Darren Green Show, your one-stop shop for celebrity gossip, news, and music, pop culture, and the latest gab on social media. Be sure that if you are watching this on YouTube to leave your thoughts in the comments, leave a like, and also, if you are not subscribed to the channel, girl, what are we doing? Subscribe to that ZM channel. Also, to the audio listeners, hey, be sure to rate the podcast and leave a review. We love those. We got to keep our good graces in the algorithm and in recommendations all across the internet here. Thank you so much for the love and support that I've been receiving. The listeners, we are on the up. Okay, so shout out to y'all. Let me give y'all a little bomb, honey. This is the Thursday show, so I can get a little raunchy today. And we are going to get a little raunchy today because there's just a lot of raunchy topics, y'all. Now, before we get into anything, I do feel like I have to address some things from the last episode. Now, I wasn't initially going to make that last episode an episode because it was only like 17 minutes. Y'all already know, I already told y'all I had major technical difficulties for the taping of Sunday's show. So I had to like literally condense that episode and just talk about, I had to talk about the situation with the Super Bowl and Kendrick Lamar and Lil Wayne and somehow Nicki and Beyonce, right? There was some things that was said that I will retract. Okay. I have not done this in a long time. And I strive to be very professional in the fact that if I get things wrong, I'm going to come back and say, you know what? I was wrong with this. I will say this. Me saying that Kendrick, because a lot of y'all was checking me in the comments. And like I said, I love that. Please check me. If I'm wrong, check me. You already know. Timmy already knows. I already seen his comments over here. Vomit at the mouth. Vomit at the mouth. Oh my goodness. What? Okay, Timmy always gonna get me, and I know he's gonna comment on this. But what I said about Kendrick's catalog, not having a good enough catalog to perform at the Super Bowl, okay, that I missed the mark. That is not true at all. And doing further research on it, like, Kendrick is in everything, like, and I'm not even just talking about Kendrick's songs, but like we have to remember, or I had to remember, that he did a lot of features. All the Stars with SZA, that was the song for Black Panther. He also did some other songs for that movie as well. He had a pop era, I wouldn't say a pop era, but he got on pop songs. You get what I'm saying? Like the Bad Blood thing with Taylor Swift. He also worked with, I believe, Maroon 5. And I'm not just saying he's only going to perform that. He got his own music. When you think about the Like That song, that was a popular song as well. And that was a song that he was also featured in. So like he has more than just, look, you're hearing it from me. I was wrong. Okay. I'm man enough to admit that, you know what? I kind of misspoke on that in that way. But like I said, I didn't think that my initial point with that wasn't to say that he's not worthy of performing at a Super Bowl. I just thought at the moment of me talking about this, I just felt like it was a little bit too soon. I'm used to artists that has been around a little bit longer than he has. That's why it would have made more sense to have maybe a Lil Wayne or maybe whoever else fill in the blank that's been around for more than 10 years or whatever. But no, Kendrick definitely has what it takes. Okay, all right. It's definitely, I shouldn't have said that. Now, everything else that I said, I stand 10 toes down on. At the end of the day, just looking back at the whole Super Bowl thing and how people are like upset that, okay, it's in New Orleans and then why didn't they get Lil Wayne? Come to find out, they've been doing the Super Bowl at NOLA for the longest. The Super Bowl halftime show where Beyonce performed, that was in New Orleans. So they've been doing Super Bowls there. So why was this the year that people wanted to feel away and call out the fact that Lil Wayne wasn't or isn't present or anything like that? Like I said, it's a lot of people have their own agendas and own reasonings for starting arguments and starting one-sided beefs with things. Everything else that I said on that video, except for the catalog thing about Kendrick, like I said, I just recanted it. Everything else I said is the God honest truth. Okay, so other than that, y'all got me. I retracted my story and we can move on. That was an interesting video too. And I feel like I was having other battles with that too, because it was like a lot of people on TikTok, because I shared like a clip on TikTok or whatever. And it's just, oh my God, you lost a follower. Like, I feel like I have built my platform a little bit. Like a lot of y'all, the girls that get it, we get it. I mean, like, y'all know my opinions are ever changing. And I feel like my core listeners are not a part of the stan culture of whoever fill in the blank. You get what I'm saying? But in the beginning of my content creator career, like or whatever, I did lean towards a certain someone. And I think that some of their fans came over and was like, oh, this is a so-and-so update page. No, this is a accountability update page. Okay, I hold everybody accountable, and if I feel like if somebody in particular is doing something that is not okay, then I'm gonna speak on it. So I'm happy to see that some of those listeners left the little community that I have here, honey, because we're all on accountability and we're all on calling out things that need to be called out, no matter who it is and who do you stand and this, that, and the third. With that being said, I know that was like a loaded sentence I just said there, but yeah, you know, we gotta had to cut the grass. There was snakes in the yard or whatever, right? Anyway, we have a lot to get into, child. I'm not gonna waste your time any longer. We're already 6 minutes in. I want to talk about this debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. Then we'll talk about some other important pressing news. The justice for Justin. That is a topic that really was put on the back burner. We also want to talk about Beyonce and how she explains why she's not giving us any visuals, okay, on that GQ magazine interview. And then also how she got, I didn't really formally talk about her getting snubbed from the CMAs, so we'll mention that. We'll also talk about Nene Leakes. Okay, she is coming back to NBC Universal. There we go. All that and more coming up on the Darren Green Show, okay? Now, let's get into our first topic, which is none other than this damn debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. Anyway, girl, this debate, and I watched most of it too. I was trying to catch it because I got out at 8 last night, which is Tuesday because I'm taping this on Wednesday. So I'm like racing to get home because I don't want to miss a moment. I want to see the first part when they walk in the room. And are they going to shake hands? Are they not? Are they going to be shady? Now, see, and when I first had that thing on, I was like, oh, okay, they shook hands. But see, it was because Kamala came over there and actually personally, hey, I want a handshake or whatever. But yeah, Trump was being Trump. I will say this, in the opening arguments, I did feel like Kamala came in hot and Trump was on the defense a little bit. Like, in the beginning, we did see a little bit of a reserved Trump, and that's something because I was watching some of the interviews before the show even started. Like they were talking like Chris Christie and stuff, and people on his base, they were saying, "Oh yeah, this is going to be like a very reserved Trump. Like he's not going to do the excessive name calling or whatever the goddamn case is, right? We were going to see a more reserved Trump, and we did see that. But the fact that Kamala came in a little hot, which I'm all for. No. They've been coming in hot this whole time. It's time for us to start coming in with the big guns, with the bazookas. She came in saying, yeah, no, we fixed this because of your mistakes when you were in the office. And like, she was a beast. And I was here for that. And after that, it resorted in Trump going back to his old ways. Trump couldn't defeat her in argument. It wasn't, every response that he said was either to a question that was asked to him, he didn't answer the questions, and he went right to blaming the Biden-Harris administration. He resorted in talking about a lot of salacious rumors to try to, I guess, invoke some type of moment that will be viral or whatever, which it did, but not in the right way. You said people are eating cats and dogs, while the fact checkers, because they were fact checking, okay, the moderators, it was 2 of them, okay, they said that is not true. There's no evidence of people doing that. And I find it so funny too, because I was on Twitter and then people was like, oh my God, this lady that got arrested for eating a cat. Here's the thing. I'm sure there are people out there in this world, in this country, that is probably eating some cats and dogs illegally, okay? It's because a lot of people are lunatics and they're insane. Like these are isolated incidents. People really was showing video footage of this woman getting arrested. Look on Twitter, because girl, Twitter is in the pits of hell right now. Literally getting arrested for allegedly eating a cat because the cat died and she looked like she didn't have a lot of screws in her head, child. So obviously this is an isolated incident. I think also we saw a lot of scolding. Like Kamala scolded him on a lot of the things. And it was fun to watch, but not only was she like scolding him, but she was throwing in layers of facts. Like she was throwing in the fact that, hey, you did this incorrectly. The reason why we're at the state of where we are is because of you. The way you reacted to the COVID, the way you reacted to it, she was bringing up stuff. And the thing about it is, though, his responses just kept on getting wackier and wackier. Okay. It was never a clear answer. And that's what it's always is. Like, he doesn't have a plan. He does not have any solutions. There was no, at least Kamala was coming after him too and saying that was calling out his faults as well. But I felt like she also layered it with some solutions as well. Trump did not do that at all. You talked so badly about the Obamacare after 9 years and you still do not have a better plan. You have not come up with a better plan. Your biggest response is, we are working on different plans. We're seeing things out. I don't even want to say it sounds good on paper because it's not even a plan. It's okay, we're working on it. We're working on it. How long are you going to keep working on this? You've had ample time. You have nothing. And I don't mean nothing as in money, but you have no plans. You have no real plans. And I feel like the lying in this debate is crazy. Now, Trump already lied, but like him trying to defend the fact that he don't know nothing about this Project 2025, when we got proof of you knowing about this project and also you're co-signing it. Let's be very clear. Like I said, some of the stuff that he was saying, the fact that he even said that she is making illegal immigrants have transgender operations. Is somebody not gonna say that, okay, I think he's a little bit too senile? The same energy y'all was giving Biden, I need y'all to give now to Trump, because what? Where did that even come from? He was pulling shit out of his ass. Okay. And it's very unfortunate that I don't think that she's not going to swing anybody that's already down for him. Let's just hope that we can sway the swing voters. At the end of the day, it's going to be up to whoever. It's going to be up to us initially, and then probably whatever the electoral college chooses. I see this being very close. I don't know in what direction. I think that we also got Taylor Swift. She is now endorsing Kamala. We got a statement from her, which I thought was so funny when she was like, P.S., or she put in sincerely Taylor Swift, lonely cat lady or whatever. If that's quiet as it's kept, I think that's big because she has a really crazy fan base. Now, Trump says that, she might lose followers over this. I don't think so. I think she'll gain followers. And I think a lot of her fans will blindly follow her, which this is what we want. We got the cosign from Beyonce. The Hive is with Kamala. We got the cosign for Taylor. The Swifties is on call. I hope the Barbs, and I just wish Nikki would probably get on board, but look, if she gonna do what she gonna do, is whatever. But we have these fan bases that is really, I'm thinking that she's going to really get a lot of support. It might change the tide of the election. I'm not sure. Like I said, it's gonna be her against him. It's depending on what the American people think. I think that we are smarter than that. We got him out the first time. We can do this again, but you never know. You really never know. And a lot of people are starting to really support him. There was a lot of talk on Twitter saying, oh my goodness. Now, one thing I will say though about that debate, I found that the Hamas and Israel war, or that was going on over there in Gaza, Trump didn't really say too much about it because there's really nothing. I feel like he doesn't know what's going on. Kamala did side-eye me with that though too, because I feel like she was trying to be a little neutral. Let's not act like he wasn't funding Israel. And for you to say that they have every right to defend themselves, sure, but innocent lives are being lost. So it's really no way to answer the question, because your administration has been supporting the very people that's been offing these people. But I think that it was a better response than what Trump said, if I have to compare. Trump, girl, it's... and nothing, too, because Candace Owens started this conversation. Candace Owens, dumbass, basically saying, oh, my goodness, watching Kamala Harris, it shows, how much my child has learned, because I teach him not to whine when he's talking. Trying to say that Kamala was very whiny. And I think that, that's just how people talk. And I feel like Kamala was this is a real genuine Kamala that we saw. Like, this is not like the Hillary debate. And I'm so glad that it wasn't. I feel like Hillary was really playing around. She was playing around because she was overly confident. She knew in her mind, she knew she was going to win because she knew she was the better option. And that's what I said before coming into this interview, coming into this debate. Like, Kamala she needs to not come into this debate saying I'm the better option just because he's the worst option. Like, you need to explain X, Y, and Z. And that's exactly what she did. Hillary didn't do that. Hillary coddled his ass, really. And that's how he won. It was like, we overestimated him. And I think with this one, she was very careful. She was very passionate. Did she sound a little whiny? Okay. That's just the way she talks. These conservatives really kill me. They really do. But like I said, we'll find out what happens, child. We'll find out. This might be the only debate too. They said that they won't be doing another debate because it was only supposed to be two, and the first one was with Biden. Unfortunately, there was some funny moments though. I ain't gonna lie, like the part where he was like, "I'm speaking." Do you remember that? I'm trying to nod at when Kamala did that with Pence. That was funny. And then the part where she was like, "This former president, like, we knew exactly." There was a couple of things she could have said, but I thought that was funny too. I think the debate was not trashy. Because I felt like when the bar really was set down low, like in hell, during the Hillary and Trump debates, because it got real nitpicky. They got real, and I think it is also due to the fact that people's mics were muted. Like, each time a person talked, there was no interruptions, because Trump does not know how to let people talk and let people do what they got to do. And he wants to, when somebody makes a response, he has to make a counter response. This did seem less trashy, because even the Biden and Trump debate, it got a little messy, and Biden was telling him to shut up, and it was a lot of mudslinging. Okay, I felt like this was a good, clean debate. This is the first time in a long time we actually did see a good, clean debate. And am I missing anything else? The moderators fact checking. Yeah, a lot of these conservatives was mad about that. Look, when you sit there and say that certain states, right, are unaliving infants after they are birthed, the lady had to say that is not true. We cannot get on national TV and say these things because it's not true. Infants are being killed by their doctors because with the mother. That's not true. People getting abortions at 8 months into their pregnancy, that's also not true. And if it is, it's something that's unorthodox in an isolated event. Let's be very clear. There's nothing in law that allows that. So I think that it was a lot of lies. It was a lot of shock value moments that Trump thought he was going to have at this. And I think it didn't work. Ultimately, Kamala won. But again, it's going to be up to the country to decide who's going to win. I don't think that this is really going to change anything. This is not going to change anybody who was on Trump's side. This kind of made him probably more of a Trump supporter, but we got to get those swing voters. And that's just all I have to say about that. That's all I have to say. Yeah. I ain't got much, honey. We get a little political. Okay. I think that it's very important though, to have these conversations and to really pay attention to who's running this country and what they want to do when it comes to the lives of different types of people and people that's in certain communities. I think that this election is very important because we heard Trump. We know his stance. We know that he wants to bring back the stop and frisk. And I think that under a Trump administration, we will see more of this. And what a lot of people are not talking about, this is my segue into the whole Justin Robinson shooting. The footage has been released. Nobody's talking about it, but the footage has been released of Justin Robinson fatally getting shot by the police in D.C. Okay, country capital of the country. Okay. Here's the thing. On September 1st, officers respond to a call regarding a car crash at McDonald's in D.C. According to Fox 5, upon arrival, Justin Robinson was found unconscious with a gun in his lap while sitting in the drive-thru. As Robinson began to awake, his hands was on the gun, and the officers asked him to put the weapon down, which led to an open fire. After firing 11 rounds, Robinson was pronounced deceased at the scene. Now, Robinson's death has caused an uproar in D.C. community, leading to locals signing off on a petition entitled Justice for Justin. Robinson's sister says that I watched the video over and over again. They told Fox 5 that There is a reason why we chose not to release the video, because we want you guys to see the whole video. We want you to hear our story first. And they initially decided not to have that video released, but now it was released. I'm not going to say I'm glad they did it. They could have did anything, but at the end of the day, it's not unbelievable if the video footage would have came out or not. It would have, because these cops they are, as of right now, the cops that were involved in the shooting, they have been placed on administrative leave. I'm pretty sure it's gonna go to the court. It's very just unfortunate that this is the same story that keeps on happening. We just was talking about Sonia Massey. Things like this is a person that was, okay, he had the gun on him, but if he was unconscious or sleeping in the car, it's clear that he probably was doing that for his own safety. These cops don't know that. They're thinking that, oh, he's reaching for the gun, he's gonna do this. And somebody said this on TikTok too. It's like, why are cops the only people that are coddled in situations where, okay, I felt like my life was threatened, so I feel like I have to shoot you. What about the person that was shot? You don't think his life was threatened, or he probably felt a certain way, or probably felt like at ease and was like, you know what, my life is on the line, so I have to do what I have to do. It's these unfortunate situations. They don't even have to have a gun on them. There's been situations where cops have murked people for just, you was moving too much, or you looked like you was reaching for something. Literally with the Sonia Massey situation, they said, oh, I felt like he was gonna pour this hot water on me. You that concerned about some hot water when you got a taser, you could have disarmed her. No, I don't believe that. And I think that these cops should get fired. And I think that they should also be tried in court. I wanted to talk about this a little briefly, because I feel like, we do get into the mess and all that and celebrity gossip and stuff, but I also feel like topics like this are also important as well, when we need to not forget and to spread the word and spread the cause, because if we don't, it's just going to keep on happening and the media ain't going to cover it. Big platforms ain't covering it. We don't see Shade Room and all them blogs really covering it. Because literally, I was like, this post right here that I showed y'all, just for the sake of showing y'all, girl, this is not even a big blog. Like, the big blogs are not even talking about this. It's getting real crazy out in these streets. Get out and vote. If I don't tell y'all nothing, get out and vote for your best interest, because, girl, I can only see things getting worse. But anyway, let's move on a more lighter note. I know I don't want to keep y'all in the, in the depressing stages and all that. I do want to talk about Beyonce for a little bit. Let's talk about Beyonce. Yeah. Okay, because she covered GQ. And first of all, she looks so good. I love it. Come on, Beyonce. Giving us realness, okay? Love the big wigs, too. Big wigs. Love it. But no, she has an interview with GQ, and she talks about a array of things. For starters, she talks about her success with the Cowboy Carter album this year. And she also talked about like the love that she had for like newer artists like Glorilla, Victoria Monet, Doja, and a whole lot more. Most notably, she talked about the reasons why she no longer drops visuals for her music and kind of stays out the limelight. Now, in regards to staying out the limelight, Beyonce said fame is what causes her to feel a prison-like pressure. She said in quotes, I'm not focused on perfectionism. I'm focused on evolution, innovation, and shifting perception. She also said working on the music for Cowboy Carter and launching this exciting new project felt nothing like prison nor a burden. In fact, I only work on what liberates me. It is fame that can at times feel like a prison. So when you don't see me for red carpets and when I disappear until I have art to share, that's why. She's basically talking about like how I stay out the limelight. I only do things that liberates me. And when it's time for me to come back out and do what I got to do, then that's when y'all gonna see me. Y'all not gonna see me on these red carpets, honey. I'm not doing that. She's showing late up the Grammy Award show. She don't even care about the red carpet and wanting to talk to these brands a bit. Look, I'm just here to sit there and collect my little awards, go home. I come out when I need to come out, when there's a new song, when there's a new whatever. I respect that. At this point, because I feel like for the longest, I was like, dang, I feel like Beyonce don't really talk to us no more. Like, she just, she be to herself. She don't want to, she don't want to speak. But I think she's protecting her peace. And knowing that she's like a really big celebrity, she's like an A-lister, it can become, I don't know what that feels like. I have no idea to know what that feels like. But I have an understanding of this is probably evasive. This is always having to show up, always having to speak on things. Like, girl, let them think whatever. I feel like most celebrities should be like this. And I find it crazy because like me saying this, because I feel like if more celebrities move like Beyonce, a lot of us wouldn't have any jobs. Okay, I'm talking about the celebrity gossipers, because there's really like, I don't talk about Beyonce unless she's doing something or somebody comes out and say something negative about her or whatever the case is. But Beyonce is not like my highest topic. She's not a person that is like a go-to, oh, let's talk about Beyonce, because there's really nothing going on except for music and what she's delivering. But I respect that, though. I respect that she does not want to be in the limelight. We got that over the course of these years since she's been to herself. Now, in regards to the visuals, child, she did make a quote. She said that I thought it was important during a time where all these visuals that the world could focus on the voice. She explained the music is so rich in history and instrumentation. It takes months to digest, research, and understand. She initially says that the visuals can be distracting. Also, that she basically made the quote, oh, you know, you initially, like, the fans became the visuals. You saw the visuals on the tour, and, you know, nodding at what she said in the tour, like, you are the visual. Here's my thing about that, though. Because when I saw this post and when I saw her talk about that, that's cool and all. I don't think that we're distracted by visuals. I think that the visuals are an extension to the music. And I think that when we watch a music video, it, like, the song that we love to listen to, it essentially comes alive. Like, that's just like that final piece to the puzzle. I don't think it's a bad thing that people want to see that. And it's not like we want a music video for every song, but it's just like we get a little something, you know, do a little dance number, do this. And I think that for an album, and I'm going back to Renaissance, because mentally I'm still in Renaissance. I wanted to see those songs come to life. I wanted to see what America Has a Problem. That's one of my favorite songs on the album. I wanted to see how that looked. I love that I seen it in tour in my little nosebleed section, barely seeing you. And I love seeing it again when I watched the film, the movies. But I would have loved to see it as a music video. It's just, like I said, that it's that extra piece to the puzzle. And I respect Beyonce's opinion, and she has the authority to speak on these things because she is who she is, but also it set a precedent for like other artists, because now a lot of other artists are not making visuals because they're following suit to what you did. Okay. And or they're dropping visuals that are not of good quality, or not, I wouldn't say of good quality, of a big budget. Okay. I don't know. But my question also is, can we really trust Beyonce when she says she ain't making no damn visual? Because like, I still don't believe that video montage. She did the I'm That Girl video teaser and we saw all the different outfits and different scenes. I don't think that and we saw footage of her, like people was recording her doing the Break My Soul video in NOLA. So there are visuals. I feel like she's keeping it in the vault and she's not releasing it. I think she's trolling us. I definitely feel like it's a troll. I definitely feel like that whole answer, she really didn't want to answer that question, because when I read the article, that was the shortest part of the interview, of the question. Okay, she basically said, look, y'all get distracted with the visuals. Don't pay attention to that. Pay attention to the music. Okay, fine. We paying attention to the music, but I'm just saying we still want the visuals. And you did make them. Like Beyonce did make them. They are made. I think that we're going to see it in Act 3. You're hearing it from me. You're hearing it from me. And I do think I'm psychic sometimes, because I be calling stuff and it be happening. I think that we're going to get the visuals in the third act, because that'll be the season finale of, you know, this whole thing of her doing these albums in Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. I think Act 3 is going to be the visuals, which I'm ready for whatever you got, Beyonce, but just please give us these visuals, child. But anyway, another thing that I want to talk about with Beyonce, because I didn't get to really talk about it. I didn't talk about it too long, but she did get snubbed from the CMA Awards, the Country Music Awards. Cowboy Carter had the #1 spot for about 4 weeks on the country charts. It generated a lot of buzz. It made a lot of, she sold a lot with it. It was very critically acclaimed. So to actually see this award show not give her 10s or give her just at least a nomination, like, it was interesting to see. Matthew knows Beyonce's dad, said that I'm glad that someone's bringing it up, but he said it had to do with race. Yeah, type shit, And I found it so interesting. I was so disappointed in like the ladies at The View, Whoopi Goldberg and them. Their take on the whole situation is like, oh, go where you're celebrated or do this or do that. It's what? Like, even the white co-host on that show was like, Beyonce definitely should have got nominated. They said it in so many words, but like they knew it was some type of a weird reason why she didn't get nominated. It's not because, oh, they didn't get it. It's hard to miss. Maybe the voters didn't see. It's hard to miss an album like that. You get what I'm saying? They deliberately not want her to be awarded, but that's okay. Because who did get nominated? Shaboozey, and shout out to him. Let me give him a vibe. Beyonce put on a lot of these black country artists, and they are now getting the highlight. They are now getting the shine. And you know what they always say? They say that when you kick down the door, you don't always reap the benefit. So at the end of the day, Beyonce won. And she don't need a CMA. A CMA ain't nothing but like a People's Choice Award, country version of the People's Choice Awards, or Beat. I was about to say BT Source Award or whatever. It's not like it's not that much of a high stature. And I don't think that Beyonce really cares about these accolades anymore. I don't think people should. I don't think the public should either. We really should not give a damn about being like recognized for the work that we do. I think that what's rewarding is the people in the community that we build from it. And maybe I'm just like, I was always that way. Because people was like, oh, even back when I was in grade school and it was like honor roll and perfect attendance and all that bull crap. My grades was decent. They weren't the best, but they were decent. They were passing. I went to college. I graduated, got my degree. You get what I'm saying? Like, I didn't care about getting accolades for certain things. Now, I did get accolades. I did get some scholarships. I did get money from certain things that I did before. And I never tell anybody about it because it's not a thing that I care about. I care about doing this. I care about, like, people always tell me, oh my God, why don't you submit your podcast to this award and this, that, and third? First of all, you got to pay for it. I'm not paying for something I might lose to. It is, second of all, like the reward is all of this. Me getting to do this almost 300 times because we're almost at the 300th episode, and me getting to interact with my community, the community that I built, talking to y'all, editing sometimes, even though I think editing is feel like hell sometimes, but the fact that I'm able to do this and have fun with it, and like I said, have those interactions, that's what matters. That's what matters. Me one day having this pay my bills. That's the reward. That's the Grammy. That's the CMA award, okay? Beyonce has made this thing that she's been doing her entire life, and she only cares about just making the content that she wants to make. The reward, like I said, is the community that she built, okay? She go to any one of these stadiums, packed, sold out. That's the reward. Not no damn CMA, not no damn Grammy, not no damn BET, not no damn People's Choice. None of them. They don't mean nothing. Just like the same way I feel about the Billboard. They don't mean nothing. Impact is what matters, not numbers. And that's what Beyonce's been doing. Impacting us with some good ass music, okay? So shout out to Beyonce. Anyway, since we're on the topics of music, I did want to talk about Doja Cat real quick because her manager came out and said that RCA almost dropped the artist because of her performance, her first album's performance. Now, if y'all remember Amala, that was her first album. A lot of people would sit there and think that Hot Pink was the album that got her started. That's what got a lot of eyes on her. Okay. And that was such an experimental album in itself that or let me just say, not we, me. I didn't know that was going to take off the way it did. But yeah, the manager, during an interview on the podcast, I think his name is Gordon Dealert, shared that the Grammy Award-winning rapper was almost let go by her label, RCA, when she released her first debut studio album, Amala, in 2018. Even though the project has since become a favorite for many music lovers, Amala didn't initially receive much attention from the public or critics. The lack of recognition from the masses nearly cost Doja her record label, according to Gordon Dealert, who said there were conversations about her being dropped. Tia Tamara, which has grown to be one of Doja's more popular songs, is featured on the deluxe version of the first album. During the interview, Gordon Dealer touched on how the track and music video proved how Doja is beyond creative. Unfortunately, it still took a little convincing to help RCA see the vision, noting how a preview of what Doja had in store for the second album, Hot Pink, saved her deal. He said, in quotes, "I remember we all went to New York and we sat down and played them Hot Pink album, and she just had records. The girl knows how to make hits, and we went. They knew she had big records, but also knew that she had the people behind her, people that understand music, and had the relationships to be able to make the big move." Okay. And Hot Pink was released 2019. That was a year after. And if you heard the album, we're pretty sure RCA had a change of heart. Yeah, the way Hot Pink came into the game, when I first heard that album, I was in college. I was like, oh, this is it. This is it, but I was worried. I was really worried because I was like, a lot of the songs on there, and I'm not even just talking about Say So, because Say So was the song that got the album up there. But there was some other songs on that album that I felt like, I don't know if this might be a little bit too experimental. I don't know. Because I think the first song on that album, and I love a good intro to an album. No, it was Cybersex? I thought it was that other song. I did not know it. But Cybersex was another good one too. Let's be very clear. That was my song. She had Rules. She had Streets. That was a hit in the hood. Okay, Streets. That was also another viral TikTok song. Addiction. Like this album, it blew up. Like the fact that RCA almost dropped her because her first album, and I said this before and I'm gonna say this again. They do not want to try. They don't really try to break out these new artists or give them a chance. Imagine if they would have dropped her with their first album. Like, and we all know not a lot of artists, especially nowadays, a lot of them, they don't get it the first time around. Sometimes it be the second album. Sometimes it be the third album. But you give them that chance. You give them all this money. You're not giving them money, but you're giving them money to, support their music and promotions and all this other stuff. Like, where's that money going? If not, because I remember when Amala came out, because first of all, I feel like Doja Cat wasn't taken serious because she was the one that came up with the Bitch I'm a Cow. Okay. And then she did come out with that album, which it had Juicy on it, which was a good bop. A lot of the bops on Amala is just like they're bops now, but back then it just did not get the highlight, whatever. But that doesn't mean you drop the artist. Like, that's just like, they do bad business over there. They really do bad business. And it's a direct reflection of how they're treating these artists now. Because look what they did with Imrani. They did not have that girl make that damn album for so many years. And then she came out with it. They really didn't promote it that much. We didn't get no visuals. We didn't really get we didn't get a big push, no radio spins. Like, I don't hear Imrani on the radio at all. And there's people on Twitter that's a little, Normani came out with an album? Yeah, girl. Where you been? But if you're not in this pop culture, like if you're not, checking up, you probably wouldn't know. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. And I'm glad that they made the decision that they made, but we almost didn't get a Doja Cat now. Or a hater. Doja Cat, like, that girl know how to make some good music. I don't care what nobody say. I know I said I felt like the Scarlet album didn't do as well as previous albums, but there was some, like, Paint the Town Red. Come on. You get what I'm saying? Like she is an icon. I don't care what nobody says. And I don't care what none of you motherfuckers say. She is iconic. She's an icon. Okay, an icon. Okay, let's be very clear. Doja Cat's music is what it is. And y'all not gonna sit there and say otherwise. As for RCA, that company need to go out of business. They either need to go out of business or they need to get somebody else running it, because the way they running it is not the way it needs to be ran. Okay? And y'all are going to continue to sign these artists and not give a crap about them. Let's see who they have on their roster. Damn, they had Elvis Presley. Shit, I didn't even know that. Okay, they got SZA, they got Chris Brown. Oh, okay, they do got some active artists, but still. Oh, they got Miley Cyrus too. Oh, they got these artists. See, they get the white ones right. But the black ones, Girl, this is the same one that ruined Tinashe. And now they're seeing her value because that whole Nasty Girl thing. went viral and now people are listening to it and all that other stuff. Girl, get out of here. Anyway, RCA, you are dismissed. One more topic that I want to get into before I get up out of here, child, because it is getting a little late, honey. It's almost getting time for my lunchtime. Nene Leakes and NBC Universal. Okay, they working together. Yes. So the former Real Housewives star has been announced to be hosting the Live from Emmy after party. So she's being like a presenter. She'll be joined by Vanderpump Rules star Ariana Madix and E! News Justin Sylvester to recap all the big moments and misses from the primetime Emmys. Okay. Now, for the Real Housewives of Atlanta alum, her appearance on E! is a return to the NBC family following her lawsuit against Bravo and Andy Cohen, in which she claimed that a hostile and racist environment. Leakes dropped the lawsuit in August 2022. The former Real Housewives star is one of the franchise's most recognizable personalities amid the shakeup and Kenya's exit. Okay, fans have advocated for Nene's return. In August 2023, Nene Leakes said she had no hard feelings against Cohen and she's open to returning to the show. Andy Cohen is not. Every time it was asked to him, he was really trying to change the subject, but also was like, we're good over here. We don't really need her. Now, on returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Nene Leakes did say in 2023 that, in quotes, if I had to go back, it will 100% be for the fans. The check is not a bad check, although I think my check should be a little bigger. The check is not going to be a bad check. Okay, let's discuss. This is a step in the right direction. I'm happy to see that Nene and NBC Universal is working together. Maybe we can get them on something else. Maybe she can do, if she's going to be like a presenter, y'all want to bring back Fashion Police? Y'all want to like maybe have her own little, because I feel like that's what Nene wants. She wants her own little talk show. I don't even think she wants like a reality show or a My Life with Nene. I think she wants a show. She wants a show to talk about topics and stuff like that, but on a big platform and a big check, of course. And I think she can do that in tandem with potentially coming back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because they gonna need the help. The franchise, let me tell you something. And I just found out they finished taping for their Sweet 16 season. I'm not expecting anything spectacular, anything groundbreaking. Y'all lost your anchor, which was Kenya Moore. I don't see anything. And Phaedra's back. She's back as a friend or whatever the case is. She's going to be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta and then also back in Married to Medicine. That's crazy. Portia, we're not going to get much of Portia because she can't talk about her husband because the damn husband stopped her legally. Nene's going to have to come back. Andy, you're going to have to bite it. You're going to have to just let it go. Move the hell on. But see, it's a lot of ego. Andy don't like these girls telling him about himself. He hated when Kathy Griffin did it. Now look at Kathy Griffin. You get what I'm saying? Bethany Frankel is another one. Andy is just going to have to bite the bullet and let the shit go. Y'all need to have that conversation. Move the hell on. Get Nene on that damn show. Unless y'all want this show to like really get canceled, because girl, anybody gonna be watching this. These girls are too new. I ain't got time to be meeting no new people. Hell, bring back Sheree. Bring back the old gang, minus Candy. I'm good off Candy. You get what I'm saying? It's a whole mess, child. I don't know what's gonna happen, child, but y'all would tell me what y'all think about that in the comments. And I think we are done with this episode. This is a pretty long episode, child. We have 52 minutes. It's gonna be hell editing, like I always say. I will see you guys on Monday. I promise I will see you guys on Monday, child. Okay. All right, bye.